Most chicken parm is either way too greasy or way too much work. So today, I'm gonna make an easy, crispy version with a simple homemade sauce that actually makes it worth it. Let's do it. First things first, we gotta get a bowl. Not a bowl, what's this? This is a pot. I got this preheated on medium low. You've seen me do this before. I've done this many times on the channel in my eggs in purgatory. I've done this on my stuffed Italian peppers, making a red sauce. This, I'm gonna make a pomodoro. Pomodoro and marinara are very similar. The only difference between the two is that a marinara is typically like a thicker, chunkier sauce. So all my versions are usually a pomodoro sauce because I like a smoother sauce, but I don't just cook them down. That's the only difference. I'd like to do things kind of fast and quick. But today I am going to cook a pomodoro, and I'm basically just gonna let this go on simmer on low for a couple hours while I do a few other things around the kitchen. So I got my onion. Because I'm blending it down, I just rough chopped into rings. Some garlic. You know, I like a decent amount of garlic in everything that I do. You smash some garlic. And I just like to leave this smashed as well. I don't like to chop this down when doing sauces. You run the risk of burning it way easier. And then we're just gonna blend it down anyways. So it does not matter. This is nice and hot now. Yes, so I'm gonna go in with some olive oil, maybe like 2 tablespoons. We'll go in with our onion first. Give that a stir, coat that in the olive oil. I will go in with a pinch of salt. Why? Because we're seasoning in layers, but we're also using that salt as a tool. We're using it to extract the moisture out of the onions. So we sweat the onions down. We don't want to fry the onions. We don't want to sear the onions. We want them to become translucent and tender, especially when making a pomodoro. You want them to kind of just like dissipate in the sauce and just leave behind their onion flavor, but none of their onion bit. We'll let that go for a little bit, maybe 3-4 minutes, medium low. Chicken parm is the best. I love chicken parm. I love veal parm. I like all the parms. I feel like that's the dish that put Italy on the map, isn't it? Don't fact check that. Just trust me. All right, we're there. Garlic's going in. And we're just gonna sweat off that garlic too until it becomes fragrant and fills the room. Gonna go in with a little bit of black pepper now, a little bit of chili flakes, some oregano. I got some tomato paste. Push those onions to the side and that garlic. Gonna go in with a bit of tomato paste, like a tablespoon. You wanna cook off that tomato paste. It's gonna cook off some of that tangy flavor, but it's also gonna deepen, enrichen, and enhance the flavor. It only gets better the more you cook it down. So we're just gonna fry that, get some of that tomato fond. Open a can of my favorite tomatoes, San Marzano. You can use fresh tomatoes for this, with those. And I will get some water in this because I am cooking this down. I am cooking it down longer. The water's going to evaporate, so I'm gonna get every last little bit. And this is what I was talking about before. This is basically a marinara. You got the tomatoes that are whole, you got the onions that are whole. The pomodoro is the silkier, smoother version. So we're there. I'm gonna let that go on low. We're gonna cap it with a lid, cracked, just so it's not spraying and spurting everywhere. And we're just gonna let that go on low for literally like a couple hours. While that pomodoro is reducing, we are going to prep our chicken for the chicken parm, the star of the dish. We need like a station, like a dredge station. I just got Italian style breadcrumbs. I'm gonna use 2 eggs and we need some flour. The breadcrumbs are good. These are the 2 I mainly wanna focus on because they have no seasoning at all. So I'm gonna go salt in both, black pepper in both. I'm gonna keep this simple. You can do like garlic powder, oregano, whatever you like in these. I'm just gonna keep it simple. I'm just gonna do salt and pepper in the flour, and then I'm gonna do a little bit of parsley in the eggs too. Give that a mixy mix. That's salt and pepper incorporated. I'm gonna beat my eggs up. I'm gonna beat them up. What are you looking at, eggs? Stupid joke, dad jokes. That's nice, isn't it? Okay, we got our dredge station. We're good. We're gonna get our chickie. There's 2 ways you can do this. You can pound these out super thin, you know, put a piece of plastic wrap over them and then just give them the good pounding. I like to just butterfly them or like halve them. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have them. Just kind of like trying to go down the half of that like thicker part, right? Because you can see your breast is like, goes from thick to thin. So we kind of wanna go like right in the middle of that. I'm gonna go right down the middle there. Just laying my hand nice and flat and coming up the tail side like that. We'll do the same for this one. And you can take this one step further too and just pound these out a little bit thinner so they're a little bit more uniform in your chicken parm, especially on breasts. I think is very important because this part is going to overcook before this part in breast. There's no messing up. It's going to get super dry. It's not like a chicken thigh where you can be a little bit one way or the other. So I would just kind of pound out this end a little bit more just so it's a little bit more uniform. These 2 actually are pretty good. It's just these top ones. You know what? I'm just gonna do it with my hand. There we go. So we got a little bit more uniform thickness. Wash your hands, everybody wash your hands. buzzing on this. Let's just check in on this. Hey, how you doing? Better give that a stir. Taking it up nicely. Ooh, baby, I love your ways. All right, let's do it. Let's dredge. I hate doing this. Hands always get a gunky, like all gunky and stuff. And you know, keep a dry hand, keep a wet hand. I know they say that, but it just never works out that way. We're gonna season salt and pepper both sides. Give them a flip. All right, so we got our plates. We're gonna go chicky. We're gonna go into the flour. Dip, dip, dip. Make sure it's fully coated in the flour. Give it a shake. Shake off the excess. Flour's helping the egg, and the egg's helping the breadcrumb, and I'm helping the chicken. And you're helping me hit that subscribe button and signing up for the newsletter. If you want to see all the tips and tricks and follow along what I do behind the scenes, it's all gonna be there. It's the first link in the description. Okay, from the egg into the breadcrumbs. Get that nicely coated. Shake off the excess. I'm really just, I'm pressing that breadcrumb in, making sure I'm getting all the nooks and crannies, and you should end up with something like this that is pretty uniformly covered. Okay, and we'll just rinse and repeat. Hard part over. Well, not hard part, just tedious part over. All right, so I have my chicken parm, my cutlets breaded, ready to go. Typically, I would shallow fry this. I'd put it in a pan, a little bit of olive oil, like shallow fry it, and just flip it on the side, and then I'd stick it in the oven to finish it to make sure I get it at a perfect temperature. Today, I'm gonna do something different. Let me show you something pretty cool. This is the Typhur Dome 2 air fryer. This thing is amazing. And yes, I'm going to be cooking the chicken parm in this, and it's going to turn out fantastic. What makes this air fryer different from a typical air fryer is the way it cooks. It uses a 360-degree heating system with heating elements on both the top and bottom, so your food cooks evenly without needing constant flipping or adjusting. For example, chicken parm comes out super crispy on the outside while still staying nice and tender on the inside. It's surprisingly close to what you'd expect from a full-size oven or pan. It's also incredibly versatile. There are 15 different cooking modes, including pizza, steak, wings, fries, baking, roasting, even dehydrating, so it covers pretty much everything you'd want to make. And one of my favorite features is the self-cleaning function. It runs at high temperature to break down grease and residue, which makes cleanup a lot easier. If you're cooking larger portions, you can still shake or flip halfway through for the best results, but overall, it takes a lot of the effort out of cooking. The Typhur Dome 2 air fryer is at its lowest price of the year right now. Use code Chef Zappi on the Typhur website for extra savings, or check the links below for the best deal. Thank you to Typhur for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to the chicken parms. I'm gonna use my Typhur Dome. I'm just gonna lay my chickies in here. I'm using the rack. This is going right in. Air fry, 425 degrees. I'm gonna do it at, let's say, 15 minutes to start, and then I'll check it about halfway. Our pomodoro is ready. I wanna stick blend this down. You can kind of see here on the pan where the level used to be up here, and it is reduced by more than half. We're just gonna blend this down and make it nice and smooth. Oh yeah, she's nice and silky smooth. Taste it for seasoning. Fire. That's so good. It's garlicky, it's oniony. We have cooked that down to the perfect consistency. It's nice and silky smooth, and we have balanced out the sweetness because we're reducing it down. We have intensified that sweetness, so it's balancing itself out. I think an air fryer is amazing to have, honestly. Like, they've been around forever now. The efficiency at that this cooks, I think, is amazing. I use this every day now. It beats like preheating the oven, getting out a pan. It's just way easier to toss it in here. It comes out perfect every single time. All right, let's check it. We're at halfway. Oh yeah, look at this, even cooking all around. Come on, for the last 5 or 6 minutes, I'm just gonna spray a little bit of oil, just kind of kiss it. I should temp it, it's very important. I want to make sure that I'm on schedule of what I think it is. I'm at about 135 right now. I think if we reduce this down to maybe 4 more minutes, this is going to be perfect. You want to cook chicken at about 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, depending on what you're doing, if you're doing like a thigh, can go a little bit higher. If you're doing a breast, I would recommend pulling it at 155 and let carryover cooking bring it to the safe 165. Carryover cooking is always going to bring it up like 10 degrees. All right, this is done. Look at that. For the last couple minutes, I'm just going to spoon some pomodoro. Just a light drizzling, nothing crazy. This, I have bocconcini. I think it's a great cheese for something like this. It's like a higher moisture content, so technically not better melting properties, but I like that. It doesn't melt down all the way. I like that the cheese still has some textures. This is gonna go back into my air fryer. It's gonna go on broil for about like 3 to 5 minutes. We'll monitor it. Alrighty, we've been broiling. Ooh. Woo! Nice and golden on the cheese. Come on with it. That is fantastic looking. Doesn't get better than this, people. A little chiffonade basil on this would be fire. Just taking the basil leaf by leaf and just laying them on top of each other, then I'll roll. This is a nice technique. It's called chiffonade or chiffonade. And I'm just rolling my knife through it so I'm not bruising the basil, but I'm getting it nice and thin. And I'll just layer that on like that. Can't wait to eat this one. Look at that, nice and juicy and tender still. We've nailed it. I don't know what to say. This is like, did you get all that? This is like the king of Italian meals, chicken parm. Yes, it's a little bit tedious. You gotta dredge it and put in the flour and this and that, but like honestly, you can taste the care and love that went into this dish, all those steps. The chicken is super juicy. Out of that air fryer, so crunchy. The cheese, the sauce, like that's the key here, right? That sauce, simmering it down for so long, putting it on top, you can really taste all the flavors coming through. It pairs perfectly. The acid from the tomatoes, the fat from the cheese, the fat from the chicken. It is just so good. This is the perfect meal. If you enjoyed watching me cook this chicken breast, see how I do a beautiful chicken thigh with an unreal pan sauce, and you can check that video out right here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you made this. Let me know if you're going to make it. I would love to hear about it. And it really helps out the channel. Support me so I can continue doing the things that I like to do, which is cook for you.